Franchisees now jointly liable for labour and wage violations, according to an opinion from the National Labour Relations Board. Here's Labour attorney Paul Millus. He's with us this morning. Paul, I read this as bad news for the parent company of all franchise operations, because now the parent company is liable and they got deep pockets, and you lawyers are going to go after them.
Well, let's put it, there are two things going on here. First, this is just a preliminary decision as to whether the complaints go forward. But you're absolutely right in terms of the ultimate outcome. Both sides are all in on this. The unions want the determination to be that McDonald's is a joint employer. McDonald's certainly does not. And it could impact franchise to franchise depending upon the element of control that the franchise has in the business of the franchise itself.
So, no, it's a long time before you actually see this liability imposed on a franchise operator. I mean, you're talking years? Not
years. It's an administrative proceeding, so it moves faster. But what happens is, if they don't settle, and I guarantee you there will be no settlement here.
Ooh.
The union wants this finding in their favor, and obviously McDonald's does not.
Okay, now, we've got a big election coming in November. It's 4 months away. I mean, it's quite possible, I don't know, but it's quite possible the Republicans sweep the Senate and increase their majority in the House. That means it's a Republican Congress. Would that make any difference to the politicized decision of the NLRB?
Well, look, in terms of politics, and I'm here as a country lawyer trying to give you my views on how this works.
You are not a country.
But the fact is that it depends on who's on the board, obviously, because the board will make the ultimate decision here. The administrative law judge issues decision to the board. It can reject it, it could accept it, it could send it back for further advice. So the point is, sure, that can have an absolute impact. And I think the union's very interested, because it's very important to them to get this decision as soon as they possibly can. A joint employer decision will absolutely impact not only McDonald's, which was the biggest and baddest kid on the block, that's why they were picked, but also potentially a heck of a lot of other franchises. Not all of them, but a lot of them.
The writing is on the wall. The unions are after the McDonald's of this world and all the rest of them.
Look, they're trying to expand their membership. That's what they do.
By fiat. They're expanding their membership by fiat. And look, it doesn't matter if this gets imposed down the road or not. Employers will change their behavior today. The NLRB is a front for big labor. This decision upends 30 years of legal precedent. And it's not just the NLRB. You've also got the Department of Labor that has it out for franchises. This is an absolutely unprecedented decision. It's lawless.
But it could all be reversed by politics. If politics shifts.
And it should be, because this is an absolutely unconscionable decision. They have it out for a certain kind of business model, and that's all this is. And it's because of big labor that this.
I can understand that point, but all I'm saying is that from the standpoint of a legal issue, it's determining whether the control exercised by McDonald's Corp. was such that it interfered with hiring, wages.
That's absurd.
Benefits.
Franchises set their own wages, hours, and benefits.
But see,
absolutely absurd.
I'm just talking about the facts. In this case, it appears that McDonald's went a little bit above and beyond. And the more control that the franchisor exercises, the more risk he faces of finding joint employer.
Absolutely illegal move. Changing the law by fiat.
Then you win. I guess that's the decision right there.
Read the editorial this morning. It's in this morning's Wall Street
Times. It is, actually. That's right. I've not read it too. Paul Millus, thanks very much indeed for joining us. We do appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks for being here.